29. Hey, this is Jenna.
Hi, and I'm Heather.
And this is Conspiracies Unlocked. After hours. After dark. We just went to the bathroom and I had this epiphany while I was peeing that we should say after hours for our fun book reviews, because this is when we're really like serious, or not serious, silly. We're not serious. We're silly, so not professional, just like blah. So that's how I feel.
But are we ever professional?
No, but still, we're more silly after hours. So anytime we're like live on YouTube doing a book review, it's just fun, right? Like we're just having fun.
Yeah,
it's
we're just fun. Hanging out.
Yeah, you should have been here earlier for a conversation.
And we're not a day over fabulous.
Never, ever. So we are currently reviewing Paris Hilton, the memoir. Oh my God, I said it right. Did I say it right?
Kind of.
Did I not?
The memoir.
Memoir.
But you're like, memoir.
Memoir?
Memoir. No, it's memoir.
Memoir.
I might be saying it wrong.
The memoir.
Memoir.
Now you're making me weird again.
I think it's like a moir. Like moir.
Memoir.
Memoir.
Memoir. I can't say the word. But
is it a French word?
It might be.
Memoir. You have to say it like
That's why I thought I was doing a French accent. The memoir?
No.
Okay. It's like the DuPont family. Memoir? The armoire? The memoir? No? Okay. Well, anyways.
Memoir.
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 I said memoir.
Say it again.
Memoir. Memoir. What?
I love the way you say that.
Oh my God. I was raised by a bunch of Scottish people, so I got their British accent, I think. Hopefully. That's the cause of it. And I'm just fucking stupid.
No, I just think that when you say it, it sounds very aggressive.
Memoir.
Oh, but also you are a little under the weather.
I forgot, yeah, until I coughed right now. So I got sick from my child, and half my family is sick. The other half is not. And for some reason, Cody never gets sick, and Brad barely does, and he eats shit off the floor, so I don't fucking understand it. But 3 of the 5 of us, one was sick last week, and now there's me and Max, and we're getting by at this point. So here we are.
Meanwhile,
Memoir.
my children and I went to Universal Studios, so we were not sick at all until I'm sitting this close to
I know.
Jenna.
I feel like you're gonna get sick from me.
I didn't.
Gotta take some. Well, I've been sick for like 3 or 4 days, so I shouldn't be like contagious anymore. Contagion.
Well, I didn't share any drinks with you today.
We're this close, dude. I don't share drinks with Jake either, and I still got it.
You haven't sneezed or coughed on me.
3 minutes ago. That's what made you think of me being sick. Cause I'm. Okay. Well, anyways.
I'll survive.
So, as I was saying, we are reading Paris, the memoir. Memoir. Okay, now I see it. Chapter 5.
Memoir.
Memoir. It's a war.
Memoir.
Memoir. I can't anymore. Paris, chapter 5, pages 69 to 86. Guys, this is a big one. This is a big old chapter. It's going to take us a while to get through. In fact, we may need to do it in 2 parts because there is a lot of pages, but maybe it's because she's more in depth than Britney Spears was in her book. Like, we could go through chapters. We used to do, like, 5 chapters at a time of Britney.
Well, Britney's chapter would consist of, like, 2-3 pages. And that was her chapter.
Double-spaced, big font, same line over again.
Yeah, and
it was much different. Yeah, this is like a real book. So, let's start off. Page 69. So, chapter 5. So, Paris starts with going on the Waldorf Astoria history, which... The Waldorf Astoria is...
Look where I went.
Where did you go?
I went to chapter 4.
No, you need to go to 5.
I know. What page is that?
Oh, fuck. 69. Keep going. Why do you have so many notes?
Because this is chapter 4.
But you didn't even talk that much for chapter 4.
I didn't say shit on the last one. I just smiled and nodded.
You wrote so. You were
I
so.
wrote. You're fast.
You
You're
so in depth.
I was so ready, and I was like, I'm not gonna fuck up her flow. Just let her go.
Okay, there.
Okay.
Okay. So the Waldorf Astoria, is this like great hotel who's like if you've ever Eloise at the Plaza. It's the Plaza Hotel, not the Waldorf. They're two different hotels, but they're still the same like type of greatness and vastness of New York City. It's this great big ass like hotel, like one of the first. So Conrad Hilton, Paris's great grandfather, had restored it, and only like the highest of the highest elites would ever stay there. And they didn't just stay there, they lived there. This was like a hotel, but it wasn't a hotel. We're talking like Gossip Girl, Blair Waldorf stayed there in Gossip Girl, like the TV show.
Yeah.
And like, well, it was Blair Waldorf, but Blair Waldorf had her own apartment. Actually, Serena Vanderwoodson of Gossip Girl actually lived at the Waldorf.
Mm-hmm.
So, while her house was being renovated. I'm sorry, I know too much about Gossip Girl.
I just started watching Gossip Girl.
For the first time ever?
Well, I watched it a long time ago, but I don't remember it at all.
No.
And I'm on episode 2.
Oh my god.
I know.
Oh.
I'm trying to get Isla to watch it with
Let's
me.
rewatch it together.
Yes.
Like, I love it.
Yes.
Okay, I was going to sleep to that for a while, a few, like, probably months ago or so. It was just like, because it just came back on Netflix.
Yeah, that's why I'm watching it.
Yeah. Oh my god, how funny.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I'm on episode 2.
Oh my gosh.
I know. I think this book inspired
Is the heart
me.
has the heart for Nate already come in from Blair? Blair gave him the heart in the sleeve, so my heart will always be on you. So didn't this. Okay.
No, not yet. Not yet.
Meanwhile, Marilyn Monroe stayed at the Waldorf in Suite 2728, and in fact, 40 years later, there was a diamond smuggler that was found there, and the diamonds were found 40 years later after Marilyn Monroe. So that's fun. JFK had his honeymoon there. Hilton's lived in 30H, while Michael Jackson lived in 30A. Barbara Streisand, Frank Sinatra, they all lived at this fucking Waldorf Astoria, which is amazing. I would just die to live there. Not only that, but they had these grand paintings. The clock from the World Tour, the World's Fair of 1930 or whatever, was in the center of the Waldorf Astoria. Like, the Waldorf Astoria is the prime anything of New York, and I'm so upset I didn't go to it when I was in New York City, because I went to the Plaza. Mm-hmm. I went to like these certain places, and I did not go to the Waldorf, and that actually makes me sad. So,
well, we need to make a trip just to go there. I've never been to New York, so let's go.
We should.
That would be a good episode. I'm sure we can find some conspiracies.
Yeah, for sure. So, there's also a salad named after it. This is a quote from Paris Hilton's book. There's also a salad named after it, and the salad is weirdly yummy, even though it combines mayonnaise and whipped cream with a handful of other things that seem like they shouldn't go together, but do. It's like ADHD in salad form. Here's my recipe for a classic Waldorf salad. A couple of tart green apples. I don't know how many. How would I know how big the apples are in your produce aisle? Do you? Celery, go big, because fiber. Walnuts or pecans, or both. Fear not the extra. Toast them a little if you aren't easily distracted. Red grapes, however many you don't eat while making the salad. Sugar, probably just a little. Salt, let's say a pinch, because pinch is fun to say. Mayonnaise, it sounds gross, I know. Blop some in there. You'll thank me later. whipped cream, or Cool Whip. I'm not a purist. I suppose you could substitute Greek yogurt and make the dressing on the side. But why not just embrace it? Sprinkle with edible glitter or pink sea salt and serve. Voila, Waldorf salad. You're welcome. Meanwhile, back to the Waldorf, because Paris is so ADD, and so is my life, and that is why I love her so much.
All I gotta say about that recipe is if anything has mayonnaise in it, I'm not eating it, so I vote for the Greek yogurt.
That was for the whipped cream. The mayonnaise is before that.
I don't
Whipped
want
cream or Cool Whip. Anyways, she says you'll thank me later. Just a blop. One blop in a whole
no
salad.
blops.
Well, anyways.
We're not blopping.
So, so in this book, Paris refers back to her ADD, and even before, like, I read this book or I heard her book on the audio tape or any of this stuff, like, I always resonated with Paris, and I always, like, had her back 100% when people are like, oh my god, she's just some stupid fucking slut heiress, whatever. But I'm like, no, dude, she's not. She's amazing. I love her. It sounds totally psychotic.
Well, she's a lot more intelligent than people give her credit.
I love
for.
that because
Yeah.
it's easy to be like,
She puts on a persona. And
Yeah.
she's really good at it.
So, anyways,
It's like a character she plays.
so while Paris was in Palm Springs, living with Graham Cracker, with her grandma Graham Cracker, her family moved to the Waldorf without her to New York. She left her family, moved her to Palm Springs with grandma from LA. And then when she went back, there was no LA home. It was just, you got to come back to New York now. So she moved to a 2,500 square foot condo with city views from everywhere at the Waldorf, which, you know, she had the penthouse suite at the top where, like, you could see everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
I'm just laughing because look at my notes. This is where I don't know stuff. I'm just like, whatever you say.
Okay, I'm like, what? You're making me nervous.
No.
So Paris went there, and it did take a minute to adjust to, like, her being back with her family, her little brothers that she didn't even know anymore because they were so little when she left, and it's been a year, and, you know, at the age of, like, a 3 or 4-year-old, that's, like, a lifetime to them. Mom made her room for her as if she was a little girl when she left, but she wasn't 12 anymore. She wasn't little anymore. She was 15 years old. She didn't want teddy bears or pink rugs. Paris was grateful to be home, so she didn't complain, but she was like, what the fuck? I'm not a child. Like, I'm not baby anymore. She spent time with her little brothers, and then she would her and Nikki would sneak into parties and PJs and would, like, go get the desserts that was left over from whatever party they were at. She would spend the summer in the Hamptons, and people kept saying, like, oh, you guys should be models, da-da-da-da, you need to be a model. And her mom was always like, no, not until you're 18. You cannot be a model. This is bad news. Don't do it. And apparently, she goes on to say that her mom had a record contract when she was younger, and that she couldn't fulfill it because she got pregnant.
That would have been very interesting if she actually put out music. I would really like to know what she sounded like or what type of music it would be.
But what's interesting is that her Kathy's sisters were in movies. They were all three of them.
They were in television, yeah.
Yeah, Escape to Witch Mountain and Bewitched, like all these, like, little things. So, yeah, she had a record contract and she had to back out of it. And then I have to read this next part to you because I have it in my notes. And it says, if you ask my mom how she gets through difficult conversations, she says, I go like this. She brings her hand down across her face like a curtain. And when her hands are folded in her lap again, she's wearing the perfect smile of a Stepford wife. So perfect, so pretty. It's a skill I eventually learned. My Stepford smile, it gets a lot of play. Always playing the part, right?
Yeah, and that's probably where Paris learned how to mimic and how to put on personas
and manipulate
make characters. Yeah.
So, Paris started to book the modeling jobs with absolutely no permission, but agents wanted her, people wanted her to model, so she was like, fuck it. They would get told on every so often by other people because obviously, like, people know where the Hilton sisters are, so they know. And word would get back to mom, and she'd be all mad. And her only reasons that she thinks that her mom didn't want her to model was that she knew that maybe mom knew more of what, was going on in the industry,
dark secret,
which now is coming more to light with the whole Nickelodeon thing, and then with P. Diddy
and Me Too,
the Me Too movement, like everything, and then also a lot of what ifs, because Paris is like, now that I'm a mom, it is or even with Nikki's kids, so her nieces, like, what if you fail? What if it doesn't go right? Like, how are you gonna handle that? Like, trying to protect her, or because secretly she wanted them to be models and go do it, but do it on their own, and she didn't want to like push them to do it or say okay to do it, and she just wanted to do it on their own.
Or maybe she wanted them to do it when they were a little bit older, because they were still very young at this point.
Well, they were 15, 14. Either way, Kathy Hilton put a whole kibosh on all runway and modeling jobs. Like, no way, fuck off, not happening. Dad ended up taking them to an interview at Sacred Heart's Manhattan Girls private school. And it was all nuns and uniforms and ick and no thank you. And Paris did not want to go there. She didn't want to be around the Percy girls or any of that shit. Nikki fucking aced the interview. She got in no problem. Paris, however, was like, I don't want to go to this school. I don't want any part of this shit. This is bullshit. Fuck off.
She literally is quoted in the book saying, "This place sucks and I'd rather kill myself."
Yeah, so she did not get accepted into Sacred Hearts. So Paris went to professional children's school and she studied fashion industry. There, she went to school with Macaulay Culkin and Christina Ricci. And Macaulay's apartment was right next door. So they always had parties and had fun.
And I'm thinking, was it his personal apartment or were his parents there too? Or did he have his own apartment?
He had his own apartment.
He had his own apartment.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Because he was already making movies and stuff by then. Because he did Home Alone when he was like, what, 10?
A lot of people don't realize how many movies he actually did because he did Richie Rich. He did all these movies. And Home Alone was like in 1992.
Yeah.
Richie Rich. I'm trying to think of the other ones. But he's been something about My Best Dad or Traded Dad or something about that.
And Christina Ricci had already done a lot of stuff.
Oh, yeah.
too.
In 94, she was in Casper. Like, yeah, for sure. That Darn Cat. She had been in, I don't know what else, but she, like, I do, but I don't.
And Paris did say that a lot of other young actors, ballerinas, and models went there. So it was a lot of, not just, a lot of industry children.
Yeah, not just prissy little fucking debutante bitches. It was more like, okay, we're going to go do, like, artist stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like, that's why she could do fashion. And that's what she decided to do. Paris wanted to go out on the weekdays, and Nikki would be like, no, not until the weekends, because I have to get good grades.
Yeah, she cared
fucking
about school.
Buzzkill. At night, Paris would go clubbing, and she was only 15, and she would go clubbing after midnight. She would sleep all day.
No, she was 13 at this point.
No, she said she was 15.
Well,
Nikki was 13.
Oh, Nikki was 13.
Yeah.
Baron was 7, and Conrad was a toddler.
Yeah.
But I thought Nikki was older than Paris.
No. She's
it's the other
sister,
one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, no, there's no other one.
No,
Paris
I said
is
she's
the oldest. Younger,
okay.
yeah. So she would sleep all day, party all night. Finally, her mom and dad caught her because her parents were out of town for a few weeks overseas doing whatever in Europe, some hotel shit, whatever. But mom could never sleep without dad. And we have our own theories on that.
Yeah.
Yeah, because dad probably cheated on mom a few times or a handful of times, so she did not trust dad to go to Italy by himself and not fucking get his dick dirty. Just saying.
Don't get your dick dirty.
Fucking it's dick.
Clean
right?
it off.
Yeah. So finally they come home after weeks, and the nanny is just like over her head. She has, like she said, like a 4-year-old, a 7-year-old, a 13-year-old, a 15-year-old that won't fucking stay in the house.
Mm-hmm.
And her parents, she came home one night and her parents were there. Paris was like, dude, I got this.
Wait, did you talk about Time Out in New York?
No, you go.
Okay, so Paris read Time Out New York. It was her daily homework.
That was a magazine or a newspaper or something.
Yeah, and it basically...
It'd be like the Reader for us, but I don't know what it'd be for you people.
Yeah, so it listed all of the clubs and all of the events in New York where all the like socialites would be and all the partiers would be. So she would purposely sneak out and she knew where to go. So she knew that everything started around midnight in New York and she would just take enough money for like food and just to go. And that's when she would meet up with her friends and go to raves at warehouses and abandoned shopping centers.
Which is so random.
And they would just dance and go wild, but she never drank or did drugs. She just wanted to be out with the music.
Yeah.
And for her, it was all about the feeling of freedom, abandon, and adrenaline.
Yeah.
And then that was one of the nights when she was doing that. And then that's when her parents
came home unexpectedly, and yeah. So Paris was like, dude, I can handle this. Everything is fine. It's not. And you know, when you're 15, you're like, dude, I got this. I'm safe. I know where I am.
Yeah.
Like, I don't, like, I know you're worried, but like, dude, figure it out, like, for yourself. Because I know I did that to my mom a lot, where I'm like, dude, I'm safe. I'll come home. Like, I don't put myself in shitty situations. But to her, she's probably like, you did what? Well, you know, if she knew half the shit, right?
Yeah, because Paris did say she got in the habit of going out all night, sleeping all day, skipping school, and sometimes not even coming home for a couple days.
Yeah.
So this wasn't just went out until like 2 a.m. or 5 a.m. and rolled back in bed and slept all day and did it again. She was gone for days.
What's funny is that I used to do that shit, but I would go to Palm Springs.
So it's the opposite, because she left Palm Springs and went to New York.
Yeah, and I left San Diego and went to Palm Springs. Isn't that funny?
That is funny.
But yeah, I would go there for days and my mom would never know. Like, I'd go all over the place. Mom would never know where I was. And so, I mean, she has a lot of guilt. Paris says that she has a lot of guilt over it. And I do too. But at the same time, it's like, dude, don't put so much fucking restriction on me.
I went to a couple raves when I was in high school, and my parents didn't know where I was or anything. They knew who I was with.
Yeah.
But they didn't know we were at a rave.
We figured out how to con everybody. So anyways, Paris thought, like, as I said, that she could handle herself, especially because the paparazzi was always around her. So, like, even if a predator tried to, like, grab her, it's like, well, hey, they know that you just took me. So where do you think you're going? You're on camera.
And that's crazy to me, though, that the paparazzi were already following her at 15.
Yeah. Like, well, and her pictures would be Paris the heiress, and I'm all, that is so cute. How have I never heard that before?
Yeah.
Like, she has the heiress perfume, she has the heiress, all this stuff, but I never put it together, Paris the heiress.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Because she does have the perfume and everything.
The perfume,
yeah.
Oh my God, that's my favorite smell. That's my favorite perfume. It came out in 2007.
Aw. I have a lot of her stuff, actually.
Yeah.
Like, I have her mascara. I really like it. I have some of her makeup brushes. I really like them.
Do you know she has a whole cookware now?
I don't have her cookware, but I have a lot of her beauty products,
yeah.
And I'm very happy with them. Yeah, the quality is good.
No, I love her.
And it's affordable, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, anyways, so she was always nice to paparazzi because they always had a photo of her, the cab, the license plate, like they knew where she was. Her parents did not find comfort in this when she's saying, well, it's okay because the paparazzi, they know where I am, everything is fine, like nobody can steal me. They were scared that they would, for one, they would steal a rich girl and hold her for ransom because, hi, you have millions of dollars, I'm gonna take this little girl.
Mm-hmm.
And that, oh, by the way, she's an heiress to a $1 billion company and is on page 6, underage and clubbing. It doesn't look good for the Hilton brand
No.
at all. Like, do you have any control over your life,
Mm-mm.
your family, whatever? And she says that she didn't drink, she didn't smoke, she just wanted to just be a part of the nightlife.
But I thought it was cute that she said that it's like the total like vibe that she wore baggy jeans with tank tops and she had a short little bob. She had to wear, or she wore light makeup because she would be dancing so much. It would just like melt.
Yeah, there's no point in it. That's like me in the desert. Like, there's just no point.
Like why? Maybe mascara, eyeliner, maybe. But then I thought it was so cute that she said that she drank her Sprite in a little champagne flute. And then she was just like, I don't know why, but carry around a little unlit cigarette, like, for aesthetic.
Trying to be, like, cool or whatever. Be like, oh, we're good. I don't need a drink. I have one. I don't need a cigarette. I have one. Like, don't offer me anything. Like, it really is protection at that point.
Yeah, but
she's protecting herself.
The Sprite and the champagne flute, it's cute.
Yeah. Well, and then she says, the pulsing music and laser lights were in sync with the unique rhythms in my brain. I know it sounds counterintuitive, but the chaos was comforting. Which I resonate with that, with, like, my whole ADD thing. Mm-hmm. Because, like, when I was living with you, because, like, she's my roommate from, like, 12 years ago. But when I lived with you, it was, I got into sync with, like, a certain motion, like, whatever. And every time that I'd get my life, like, going in this flow, it was like I have to throw a wrench in it and fucking just, throw chaos into it. Mm. It's weird, right? I'd have a rhythm and everything would be fine. And I noticed it then that I just always had to throw a wrench into it. And I would call it that then.
But why?
I don't know. But now I'm wondering if it's my ADHD.
Maybe, because to me that doesn't make sense. Like, if
everything is going fine, nicely, flowing,
let it flow nicely, because naturally it's never going to be perfect, and it's going to naturally have its own chaos itself. You don't need to add to that. You don't need to
I would throw a wrench in it and just be like, everything be flowing nice. I'd, like, get on a good schedule, get this, everything be like this, and I'd be like, nope, I'm going to go out tonight and not come home. I'm going to do this.
Oh, that's throwing a wrench?
No, it's different.
I'm like, because that sounds normal. Like,
no, it's different. It's different than that. For I'm not, I don't know how to explain it.
Yeah.
I don't know how to explain it, but I remember standing in my bedroom at your house and being like, I don't know why I have to fucking throw a wrench in everything that I do that's good. Everything is moving and I have to throw a fucking wrench in it, and I don't understand why. I was like having, like, I loved being at your house. I had so many self-realizations in that room. Anyways.
Did you talk about how she got kicked out of the professional children's school?
Not yet.
Oh, okay.
Paris got kicked out of
literally the next line. Okay.
Paris got kicked out of
because I just skipped over the ADHD stuff.
Yeah, no,
because I'm like, I already know you got that.
Yeah,
because I don't understand. I'm just like,
it's crazy. Yeah. So Paris got kicked out of the professional children's school finally after skipping school for so many times. She enrolled in 10th grade at Dwight, which was a private school. It's pretty much the last stop for troubled kids. Like, that's like the troubled kids school, which every community has it, filled with stoners, drug addicts, whatever. And it stands for, like, what they talked about it standing for is dumb white idiots getting high together. Dwight. The DWIGHT.
I thought that was a pretty funny acronym.
Actually, so here we go.
It is.
You want to hear about acronyms? You want to hear the Budweiser one or the Pontiac one?
Both.
Do you know Pontiac?
I don't know either.
Okay, Pontiac is poor old N-word thinks it's a Cadillac.
Oh, okay.
And Budweiser, I have to write it out. When I have to give me the pen. I have to.
When were these created?
Years ago.
Time ago.
The Pontiac one I've known forever. So Budweiser, I do have to. Okay, Budweiser because you deserve what every individual should enjoy regularly. Every soldier in every war died so you could enjoy Budweiser, so you could something. Yeah.
You know what we used to call Budweiser in high school?
Uh-huh.
Bud Wiper.
Really?
Because we didn't like it.
Yeah.
So Budweiser.
But isn't that fun, like, that we can go back and forth with that? I don't remember the end. Because you deserve what every individual should enjoy regularly. I know. I'm good, huh?
Yeah. I think I kind of remember that one now.
I think I told you it.
Yeah.
I've known it since I was like 14.
Yeah, I think I've heard that one before.
It's because of me.
Yes.
It's because of me.
I believe that.
I do too. Yeah. I was in the Dwight school. That's where you learn that shit. And you're at the last stop of life.
So Dwight was the last stop for rich kids, stoners who were basically rejected everywhere else.
But she was not a stoner.
No, but she was rejected. And
Yes.
She was a rich kid that was rejected.
Yes.
Yeah.
And she begged. So in my life, you just went to new directions, which is where I ended up. Because I was a stoner, but whatever. So she begged her parents to work as a model full time. And she was like, modeling is my time to shine. I love it. School is just set up for failure. And she started to see a therapist. And then my pen went out and I had a fight with my pen, so.
What?
And then my pen. Remember
Oh,
my
yeah.
pen?
No, it literally.
We had a whole issue with my pen.
It died.
So I might have not. The pen died.
And it's dead.
So I had to switch pens.
So where did you?
Well, I know.
Paris begged her parents to just let her model full time.
Yes,
and work.
that's what I said.
The agents were very interested in her.
Yes, she had it. Why would they not let her?
Yeah.
She already had it. She had, like, jobs lined up. Everything's great. Like, what the fuck?
And the agents loved it when she was in Page 6 with all the pops and stuff because it was, like, good publicity. And they saw it as good publicity for them.
Yes.
Although the parents did not agree at all.
No.
Her parents were like, fuck this, you're gonna go see a therapist. And
yes. So she started seeing the therapist.
She started seeing the therapist, and I went straight to her birthday.
Yeah, February 1997. She turned 16, and her sweet 16 was at a club in LA at Bolt House with DJ AM.
DJ AM.
If you remember, dated her BFF, Nicole Richie, and died in 2008.
From a drug overdose.
Yes. Rest in peace. So Paris was still sneaking out after the age of 16, after all this shit. Mom was like...
Wait, did you talk about the fucking bash, dude?
No, maybe
Dude,
not.
the bash was amazing. It was at a club called Pop on Highland where under 18-year-olds could go on Thursdays and Saturdays and party.
Just like the Ice House here.
Or, yeah.
Yeah, in San Diego, we have the Ice House.
We also had City Limits, and we also had the Distillery.
I only went to the Ice House.
I mean, we're talking like 1990.
I know, the Ice House.
None of this
like
stuff
the
even
last
exists
fucking
anymore.
Thing. Yeah, no.
And I think City Limits got shut down because somebody got shot. My friend got shot. I
think somebody got shot. Okay, it was
my friend.
I was with her.
It was a boy.
I was with him. I held the blood.
No, I wasn't there. I just heard about it.
Where
there was like
that
gang violence.
Was that downtown or?
It was at the old mall, like the first mall, like in that area of the first mall.
In where you live now?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know where the first mall was.
I'll tell you later.
We grew up in two different parts of San Diego.
Yeah. So Paris was loving being back in LA. She was 16. She was living it up. She was not in school anymore at this point because she got kicked out of the other school. She was actually modeling, and she wanted to pursue acting and her music, which is pretty cool because she did end up doing music, acting, and all of the above. Nikki did go out with her on the weekends and the weekends only. And summer was at Hamptons. Why do I feel like it's out of order?
Yeah, you kind of, because I had Summer over here about the Hamptons. So you just let me talk until I get to Summer at the Hamptons. So, Paris was still sneaking out. And what was funny, though, about all the sneaking out was that...
Oh, the business, yeah.
Yeah, Mom would find cocktail napkins. So at this point, Mom's like, okay, You're sneaking out. It is what it is. Like, fucking, I don't even know what to do with you now, child. But she would find phone numbers on cocktail napkins and business cards, and she would change the numbers, like a 1 to a 7. So Paris would call and be like, hey, and they'd be like, who the fuck are you? Like, what the fuck? So she thought that she had all these, like, bad numbers or whatever, but it was really her mom changing the numbers.
It's kind of smart.
Nikki was a tattletale unless she went out with her on the weekends.
Yeah.
And then when school was over, they went to the Hamptons, and they were just in beach mode, chill, calm. Everything was great.
Until they heard that Princess Diana was killed.
Which is a huge thing. My mom cried.
My mom was devastated.
Well, because that was my mom's princess.
Yeah.
Because she's from there.
I
like,
know.
And she never, like, so she's like, my princess died.
Yeah, and my mom just loved anything to do with the
Everybody
royals.
loved Princess Diana.
She loved Princess Diana. I don't think anybody disliked
We
Princess
have
Diana.
the Star Enquirer People magazine with the Princess Diana, like, cover up above us.
Oh, wow.
My mom kept all of it.
That is
She
really
has every book and everything, but we have the like, I have all of that.
Wow.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, it is.
She saved all that because that was like, she saw my princess is dead. And, oh my God, if she lived to see the queen die, I don't even know what she would do.
I mean,
she would
she
die.
Was the longest reigning
ever.
Yeah,
she started,
like, what, 75 years or something? Or 70
77.
Plus, 70 plus?
Yeah, she got past 75. She was like 77.
She was over 75?
No, ever of years.
Years,
Yeah. No, it was crazy. Yeah. So I remember where I was when Princess Diana died. Completely 100% when my mom found out the news. And she broke down in the car, and my dad we were on our way home from the spaghetti factory. It was August. It was the day before school was going to start. And my mom, we got in front of Nickel City, and we just had to pull over. My mom sat and cried in the car, and me and my dad went inside and played Nickel City in Carmel Mountain.
How sad.
We had to just stop where we were, and that was it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was like a devastating moment for like everybody, like for us. Like in our household, it was like really bad. So.
I don't remember like specifically where we were or anything, but I do remember
they heard it over the radio.
It was really sad, and my mom was really upset.
Yeah.
Like, it was devastating. And then...
But my mom saying, mine, mine, not yours, mine.
Yeah.
She was very like, because she was never an American citizen, so she's like, mine. It's mine, it's not yours, it's mine.
And the thing is, a lot of people were pissed, including Paris's mom.
Yeah.
And that just fueled her more because she was saying the paparazzi killed Diana because of the car chase and the way that everything went down.
And she was like, yeah, mom said the paps killed her, hunted her down, and killed her. That's what mom had always been so worried about. So... They were always like, I guess she says that she was worried about that, but like I feel like Kathy is kind of like manipulative to the point where she's like, see, that's why you can't be famous. See.
Oh yeah.
You know, like I'll use.
But
this
mind you, she would have had her own record deal if she wouldn't have gotten pregnant, and she would have been all up in it. So it's kind of like
whatever,
you know.
Yeah, but. Manipulative, jealous, whatever, but still, like, I feel like she just uses whatever she can to, like, twist it in her own little way. Mm-hmm. Especially, do you watch Paris in Love or anything with Kathy Hilton in it? I think she's on one of the Beverly Housewives, right?
Oh, I don't know. I don't watch any of the Housewives.
Watch any of those either, but I'm
not against them. I just don't watch them.
I heard Paris talking to Kathy about it on her show. So I'll watch the Paris show. Yeah. And one of the episodes she said, are you starting to film that again? Or something like that. Like talking about something about her mom. Or I saw you on the Housewives or referring to it. And I was like, I didn't even know that she was on there.
Her mom just seems really detached to me.
Like, and dissociated.
Cold and detached. And
yeah, dissociated.
Yeah.
Right?
And just very, surfacey. Maybe. Yeah,
just whatever's. She's always doing her lipstick.
I think that's like a nervous tick. Yeah.
That anytime anything happens, she's like.
Like, so I do weird things too.
Her like back to center, back to okay, everything's fine.
I'm always
Back to
smiling and
center.
I'm just like, okay.
Let's go. As everything is burning down around us. Back to center. Back to center. So
Keep moving on.
So when Paris went back home, she was still on. When she went back home to New York City, she was still on page 6, and her family was fucking heartbroken. Like, dude, we don't even know what to do with you anymore. Like, I don't even know how to handle this. And she felt really bad that she's breaking her mom's heart. She's making her dad mad. Her mom would lock her in her room at night.
That's crazy.
She would get Barron, who was in 2nd grade, to sneak her the key with promises of endless McDonald's.
And I'll take you out with me. We'll go get candy.
But of course, she's not going to take a second grader, like a 7-year-old, with her to go out 2 a.m. One time she came home to her mom crying on her bed. Graham then came from Palm Springs to stay a week.
Graham Cracker.
Yeah, she slept on a cot outside of Paris's door, so there was no getting out. And she thought that Graham Cracker would have her, like, back on this, and she most definitely did not. She was scaring her parents, and it was like she was just being cruel and dangerous, and she was just, like, not happy with herself. And I will read this part because I have it in my notes to read it. Okay, so here, this is huge, and this could maybe explain my whole life too. I really resonated with this part because it's about ADHD. ADHD, diagnosed or undiagnosed, does not authorize you to turn your family inside out or endanger yourself. I'm not offering my ADHD as an excuse, but I wonder, what if the therapist I saw back then, the guy I shrugged off as a joke, had diagnosed and treated my ADHD? What if anyone at any school I attended had tried to facilitate instead of fix me? I wonder how things might have been different if my parents had said, we don't love the modeling thing, but we'll support you if you agree to a few ground rules. I wish they'd said that. Maybe they did say that and I don't remember. Trauma often robs a person of the surrounding memories, which is inconvenient but merciful. So with that, like,
she felt like no one was helping her. That's what I gathered. She didn't have support.
It's even more than that because it's like the few ground rules, whatever. It's like, I feel like she felt trapped like my parents did to me, where like, you can't leave, you can't do this, you can't do that. But as soon as they gave me like a curfew, I stuck to it. Mm-hmm. But they let me go.
Yeah.
They let me do. Mm-hmm. They let me be me. But I had to fight for that. Like, I had to fight for that. And it's like, I don't know if that's an ADHD thing. I've never even thought it was. I just thought it was like a teen, me, rebelling against shit.
Like
you
the
know?
Parental control.
Yeah, like something like that. Like, I never attributed it to that, but I wonder if there is some sort of something with that also. Because she pretty much had freedom to do whatever, but maybe she wanted and she craved that, like, needed some sort of control or something. Structure, yeah.
Structure.
And the ADHD brain needs structure, but whenever we get too much structure, we fuck it up and throw a wrench in it. Because we like the chaos too.
So there has to be a balance.
Some sort of balance. You gotta
find the balance. And at her age, she couldn't find the balance alone.
There's no way she could. No.
She needed the help.
I need help and I'm freaking 38.
I know, and she was 16, so she definitely needed help.
Yeah.
But I mean, her mom did try to put her in therapy to help. I think that was her way of trying to help.
Back then, they didn't think that girls had it. They said that girls can't get ADHD.
Really?
Yeah.
That's strange.
Yeah, up until, like, the 2000s, that's when they allowed, like, but usually, like, because I almost think that they tried to diagnose me, but they were like, no, girls don't have that. Only the boys were on Ritalin. Only the boys could have that because we act differently. Like, ADHD in boys is like Cody. Like, ding, 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 ding. Like, if you put his head straight, his eyes would still be, like, turning. And girls, like, express it differently.
Okay. So it's harder to diagnose females.
Because they put it as depression, anxiety, bipolar, like everything else. Because we express it differently.
Okay.
So it's harder to pinpoint. And for a while, they didn't think that girls could get it. They thought it was only a boy thing.
I never knew that.
Yeah. In the 90s.
That's really interesting to me. I never knew that.
Yeah. So anyways, moving forward now. You didn't?
No, I've never had a family member diagnosed with ADHD.
Isn't that interesting?
So I just would never know that because it never would cross my mind because I haven't had it like directly affect like my family or me, or, like somebody close.
I'm close.
Before I didn't know you in the 90s. And I think I had a cousin, who is ADHD, who was a boy, and he was on Ritalin.
Yeah.
But
and Ritalin was supposed to be like super bad.
He lived in Oregon, and he was like my favorite cousin. His name is Brian, R.I.P., because he passed away. But he never seemed like odd. I was like, he's like, I don't get what he's on. Like, I didn't understand it. Like, he seemed a normal kid to me. Like, he was like, I guess, hyper, but not really. I don't know.
Because he was on drugs.
Yeah.
I heard that Ritalin was really like bad. I've never been on Ritalin. I don't know what it does. But yeah, I don't know. But I did just switch to another thing. Did you see how I took like 4 pills today?
Yeah, I noticed there were different capsules. They were like capsules, not like the little...
my blue ones, yeah, because I put out the Vyvanse. And so I'm trying to figure out, like, if I even want to still be on that or what's going on. It's very hard.
Do you feel like it's helping you, the new one?
I don't think so. I think I'm going to have to go back. I don't know. Anyways, so fall of 1997 was Paris's last night home. And she said it was unremarkable. Mom cooked, they ate, they talked, they laughed. No one acted like weird or off or anything. But she decided to stay in that night instead of go out.
You didn't even write what I wrote. I started with, it was autumn of 1997. South Park.
Oh my God. Well, I never do that.
Premiered.
She has every time that she says anything,
she's like... The first Harry Potter book.
That I knew you would say that.
Okay, I didn't write the other stuff because I didn't care. But bell bottoms and platforms were a thing. And guess what? In 1997 was the year that I graduated high school.
That's
and
how you like
I can definitely confirm all of these facts. And I did wear bell bottoms and platforms.
I was in 6th grade. I did too. So she actually, because it was such a great night or whatever, she decided to stay in. She didn't go out. She was sound asleep, 4:30 a.m. in her bedroom, passed the fuck out. Door crashes open. She's instantly awake. She's scared, panicked, struggling, being like, what the fuck is happening? Because she is being pulled off her bed by 2 men. She instantly thinks that she is going to be raped and murdered. She has 2 men with their hands on her, pulling
with
her.
Stinky ass breath,
with coffee breath and body odor. There was a sweaty palm that was over her mouth. She tried to scream and she could not. The other man had handcuffs and says, do you want to go the easy way or the hard way? And obviously she chose the hard way, and she was clawing, kicking, screaming. She was in her Hello Kitty nightshirt, which she would have nightmares of this night for the next decades about a little girl like herself, like as a little tiny thing in her Hello Kitty nightshirt being dragged, yelling, Mom, Dad, help me, Mom, Dad, help me. And then she sees Mom and Dad through a crack in their bedroom door, looking out at her. They're crying while 2 men are dragging Paris away. So they're crying, they're upset, but they're allowing this to happen. Why?
I don't know. Okay, this is the thing.
Well, I know
if you're going to send your child to one of these like schools that we know how bad they are now, and we'll get there in the book.
Yeah.
But some kind of like what do they call it? Like like a boot camp. What is it, like the
Yeah,
you know,
like
or
the
whatever.
Maury Povich
Yeah, like
ones.
to ship them out and ship them in, what is it called? Ship up or ship out or ship, whatever they say. Like, you know, like that. Okay, fine. But why do they have to do it like that? Why can't they just like have like a little intervention and be like, okay, well, we all talked and you know,
And
you've
this
really
is what's
been
happening,
acting out.
so
We packed a bag for you
and bye.
and you're gonna be going and or drive her there yourself. Like, why do you have to rip her out of bed at 4:30
oh my god,
in
don't
the
even
morning?
drive her. Take the private jet.
Yeah, like what
But
the
that's
fuck?
so traumatic. I can't even like because you don't even know what's going on and you're 15 and you're being pulled out of or 16 and you're being pulled out of your
Shape
bed.
up or ship out.
Shape up or ship out, yeah.
That's what I was trying to say.
You're being pulled
Yeah.
out of your bed like you're like, "Oh my god, are they stealing me for a ransom?
Yeah.
Are they going to kill me? Are they going to rape me? What is happening? Why is this happening?" Like
And the
what
parents could be
that's
crying because
so
somebody has a gun to their head behind the door you can't see. Like, you don't know.
Traumatizing. So traumatizing. Like, I can't even imagine. Like, and I've had some pretty fucked up shit happen to me. And, like, that one would be, and especially, like, I don't even know how she, like, forgave her fucking mom for that. Or her dad. That would be, like, unforgivable to me. Like, I would just be like, no, I'm good.
They basically paid a school to kidnap their child.
Yeah.
Like, that's what they did. And then she did quote Nikki in the book, her sister.
Saying something was going to go down, but she didn't know it was going to be that.
Well, she said, I knew there was a takedown in the works, but I didn't know the details.
Yeah.
So she called it a takedown. Like, that makes it sound even worse.
Yeah. Like, I would never be able to forgive my parents for that. Like, that's pretty fucking gnarly. Like, I don't care what your child does, that's too much.
Like an intervention, a little sit down, a little powwow, a little like, hey, you know, you're going to be shipped off if you don't behave, blah, blah. Or you do ship her out. But to rip her out of bed,
that's scary.
That's a little much.
Yeah. So thank you so much for listening to our take on Paris Hilton, the memoir. Chapter 5. Are we on chapter 5?
Chapter 5, yeah.
Chapter 5. And stay tuned for next week while we go through part 2, chapter 6. And let's see where they drug Paris Hilton out of bed to and where she's going. Thank you so much for listening. And don't forget to
share, like, and subscribe.
And email us at conspiraciesunlocked@gmail.com.
Bye.